As Spring TV, we have been at the source of your story when it comes to the Myanmar coup, when the military seized power on February 1st. Now, reports have come in about how the military is choosing to handle people of free speech, namely the media. They have now revoked all 5 licenses of 5 different media houses, including that of our source, Mr. To Zo Lut, who is the operations manager at the Democratic Voice of Burma. We had the opportunity to speak to him, and this is what he had to say.
Announced that they revoke our broadcast license and we are not allowed to produce any news on any platform. So today I'm outlawed. On top of that, last night, Army TV channel announced 5 media houses revoked the license, and we are not allowed to do any reporting on any platform. That is what we are facing right now.
This means that the situation in Myanmar for journalism and free speech is quite volatile. Now, in media, you do, of course, build relationships with your sources as well. So I had to ask what this meant for him as a journalist in the media industry and what this meant. Was he safe speaking to us right then and there?
Actually, it's quite challenging time for journalists. In 2 ways, if there is a protest, big protest out there every day. And if you mark yourself as a press, you will be targeted by sniper or by the security force. And they are at the moment targeting journalists because a lot of atrocity reports being to UN or to international community via media work. So they're really scared. And 2 of my journalists already got arrested and behind bars. And on the other hand, we can use our media equipment openly in a big protest crowd, and they suspect we are the tax from the army or informer from the army. Then we have to explain. So we are working in a very dangerous situation.
Then reports began flooding in that the military junta had now begun to occupy university campuses and schools, even trapping young activists in a 4-street area in a city in Yangon. Now, this is what Mr. Lut had to say.
Actually, this is really observed, and really a lot of people upset to see army, station in a university, a religion site, and hospital. And I think they want to speed up, crack down. Usually they live in their barrack, but I think this even against a local law and international law, you're not allowed to do so, especially religion sites and also hospital. I think they want to live near the community where they can mobilize, because there are lots of road blocked by the local people, making sure security force are not mobilized and cannot move around. So every day, you will see big army convoy with the bulldozer trying to clear the way where the protesters have staged in their protest. So that is the purpose that they are stationed in those areas, hospital, university, and the religion side. I really denounce that it is not very good, especially we are very much devoted Buddhist community. We don't want any people with guns and uniform and military boots in our religion sites and hospital. It's really upset a lot of people.
In the times of this crisis, social media has been the main platform for young activists to highlight the plight of the country. Now, in Myanmar, the hashtag RP2 began to trend. So I asked Mr. Lut what this means.
Actually, we are trying to organize UN Security Council to do something about this is the massacre. It is not the civil war, It is an peaceful protester against the army crashing down. So there is a particular UN clause, R2P, responsibility to protect. But as you know, UN always slow, but still, we very important thing is we maintain our struggle as a non-violence. We are not provoking any violence, although we are getting very violence from army. So far, there are 54 people killed and 1,800 people got arrested. So this is what we are calling for international community to impose this responsibility to protest. But the now is, I mean, locally we are start thinking about we can protect ourselves. I mean, although we are very devoted or very committed to non-violence, because I mean, shooting with a real life ammunition and brutality is going too far, you know. So of course there is a growing call for international community to react on this R2P.
At least 54 people are thought to have died in protests since the military assumed power on February 1st. 54 people. That's a big number. I had to ask Mr. Lut how the military was choosing to either justify or explain this to the Burmese people.
They are on their TV, they are saying that these are the rioters and people want to unstabilize the country. You know, they lies. And also those guys that you mentioned, and then they bluntly deny that the bullet is not from them. I mean, shit is not only the case. Previously on 12, one girl got shot on her head too in Naypyidaw, our capital. And then, you know, there was a big press from the army TV channel saying that the bullet is not from the police forces. Come on, there are no one else. So I think what they are lying is not for the general public. No one believes on their lie. What they are lying is deliberately for the armies who is committing atrocity, you know, and that, you know, they are crushing the Justify Act. That's why they encourage army to do that kind of brutal crackdown, not for the public. No one believe in that, you know. I mean, it's not only those two girls, both 90 years shot on the head. And yesterday there were 4 people died, and we got a footage of army, you know, army deliberately army vehicle crashing on their motorbike, and you know, and 3 people badly injured. A lot of people got shot on the head and that kind of things. That is again, these are all from the media or the citizen journalists reported. That's why we are targeted. That kind of atrocity or abuse that, you know, we are saying this is a crimes against humanity. That's why do something about it or call for the R2B. These are all linked to our media work that we have been targeted because they don't want any of this kind of footage, you know, going out or seen by UN or international community.
And then the big question: does General Min Aung Hlaing's government really believe that the military has won when it comes to the Burmese people? Mr. Lut had this response.
Seem like they are doing no U-turn, no return back, and the vice commander-in-chief talked with the UN special envoy, saying that they prepare for it. So what they're talking about is there will be another North Korea in Asia. You know, they isolated only army on top of everything, on top of every society. Seem like that this is, you know, I mean, at the same time they are forcing, I mean, rank and file ordinary soldier to commit this atrocity and to make them that, and then, you know, then the chief commander on top, you know, then, you know, they have nowhere to go. Seem like they are quite committing this kind of, I'm talking about heinous crimes, you know, this atrocity that way beyond imagination. I mean, it is a massacre on the ground, shooting an arm. So I don't think at this stage, you know, they're not going to stop because there is no way that they can pretend. At the same time, protesters and people are also not going to give up. I already gave you 2 interviews. You know, this is about their future, especially younger generation thought that, you know, I mean, this is our future. You grab our future. So they're not going to easily give up. You know, so I think there will be ongoing long fight. You know, from both sides, from the army and also from the protester. But what I don't want to see is I don't want to see another North Korea in Southeast Asia.
Amina Kaunda with your Myanmar update with S24.